Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Peace, love, and positivity to you. My name is Sohum, and today I'm bringing you another triple reaction to the Drive-By Truckers. We're going to be checking out the songs Surrender Under Protest, When the Pin Hits the Shell, and lastly, Panties in Your Purse. Just given the song titles that we're dealing with today, I expect an assortment of topics to be covered here, to say the very least. And as always with DBT, we just have to experience the songwriting and the music to get the full effect. So I'm excited to do just that today. But before we do dive in, a special thank you to Gila the Steady for making this generous donation request and the selections for us today. Now, let's just jump into it. The melody is already sunk in.
From the comfort zone of history, on the lips of trusted loved ones, to the wounded, fragile minds of angry youth.
Oh, nice progression in the chords there.
No sooner was it over than the memory made it nobler, a selective means by which to point the view.
Compelled but not defeated. I like these lyrics.
Surrender under protest if you must.
Wow. Under duress, right?
Compelled but not defeated.
And then right back to the beginning, this motif just instantly sinks in. There's almost that like pizzicato note just like playing, not in a droning fashion, but that ding, 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 ding. I was a little flat there, but you get the idea. I like the lyrics so far, especially paired with the visuals. Feels like whatever the protest is for, it must be done in solidarity, even against what the government or against what the popular belief is meant to be in a certain circumstance, because oftentimes there has to be some kind of revolutionary acts that puts the individuals involved in such protests in harm's way, and they end up being captured often. And then, years, decades down the line, are they actually seen as heroes who moved the needle? And I don't like to get political on the channel, but the only way true change occurs is if everybody adopts a open mindset, or a smaller group of people really try to move the needle on their own, on the behalf of the larger subset. And so often neither of these things are really possible, and we just exist more in the status quo.
Then it's been that way forever. And for 6 long generations it's been told that among the fallen was tradition, that tradition was the mission, and that the wrongness of the sin was not.
See, this footage looks like it's from present day. I see this video was released 9 years ago, which is what, 2016? Yeah, I know a lot of craziness was happening around 2016. I don't know what specifically these clips are referring to, though.
Was the mission, and that the wrongness of the sin was not the goal.
The wrongness of the sin was not the goal. Wow. Loving these lyrics.
Surrender under protest if you must.
I like that they come together on that line. Oh yeah. not the guitars. Why is there a stormtrooper here? Sky high smoking accessories, and then right behind him there's a sign that says guns.
Does the color really matter? On the face you blame for failure, on the shaming for battles, losing cause. If the victims and aggressors just remain each other's others, and the instigators never fight their own.
Wow, those lyrics. Talk about it after.
Compelled but not defeated. Surrender under protest if you must. Compelled but not defeated. Surrender under protest if you must. Surrender under protest if you must.
Ooh. Nice composition there. Like great energy throughout. And the vocals, I think definitely the electric guitars like carried most of the, I think, melodic weight in this, paired with the drums that just kept us chugging along the entire way to help us in those refrains, in those big choruses where everybody can just sing along, which I think is very appropriate for a song that is about protest and standing up for what's right. Many voices together are stronger than one voice in isolation. And so when many voices come together and stand up against something in the world, whether it's the status quo or something that is vehemently wrong about the way that things have been going, doing so alone makes it far more difficult practically. Even if you think about it from a political perspective, you need votes to, pass anything in a democracy, right? I guess during 2016, this would have been the 2016 elections, and then probably the fallout from that. A lot of people were not happy, and now that we're in the year 2025, continue to not be happy with the way that things are. And when there are authoritarian regimes, I'm speaking very generally here, when authoritarian regimes exist and we view those regimes, we allow them to affect us and the people around us directly without actually speaking up on it or responding in kind to what is being done against oftentimes the will of the people in a democracy. I mean, what can you do if you don't stand up for something? There's that quote, if you stand for nothing, you will fall for anything. So even in the face of extreme power and corruption, still protest. And in the United States especially, we have the freedom of speech, the freedom to protest and to gather and to make our voices collectively heard when so often they are ignored. And there was a lyric earlier in the song, I'm going to try to remember it, basically had to do with the idea that people are oftentimes instigating violence and fights between opposing sides, but not actually engaging with it themselves. It's almost a version of like fighting an informational proxy war where they get to have all of the kind of, they get all of the, let's say, benefit of hands getting dirty and things happening on the ground floor without actually having to get their hands dirty, so that when consequences are faced by the people on the front lines, it isn't them. They're always kind of insulated. And, people can go down various conspiratorial routes when it comes to these kind of conversations. I only speak to what I know at a very high level, which is that so often people will act without wanting to face any kind of consequences one way or the other. They want all of the potential upside of a thing, but they don't want the risk of the downside, right? That System of a Down lyric, always want to play, but you never want to lose. It's going to take risking our time, our effort, our energies, our freedoms, anything and everything that we think is important to us. We have to risk those things and put ourselves out there to actually stand up for those things. Otherwise, they were never really earned. And it also feels a little bit dystopian that we have to earn certain rights because it should already be afforded to us and given to us by a government that cares for its people. And that's just the place we're in right now. I feel like we're in this major transition period of action and inaction, critical thinking and complete absence and detachment. And the pendulum just keeps swinging, and who knows where it's going to land. Yeah, nice song. Very, very political, off the rip. Let's check out the next one here.
Can't lie to your mom. You can't lie to your race, but you can't lie to nobody that goes.
This is a Cooley solo.
And the same God you were so afraid is gonna send you to hell. It's the same one you're gonna answer to when the pen gets a shell.
I like the antlers on his acoustic.
Your sister has been blaming everybody, and I don't blame her, man, I guess I do the same. If you were my brother, man, I'd probably stand by you. But you ain't, man, so I gotta go my way. And I ain't gonna crawl up on no house, 'cause I got thrown off of one. And I was young and I ain't no cowboy, so I ain't going where I don't belong. Wouldn't do you no good, let you know that it damn near killed me too. So I ain't gonna mourn for you, and now that you know.
I'm just trying to understand these lyrics here. I want to pull it back some because a few of the words I'm missing. But there's a lot about, like, grief, essentially.
And I was young and I ain't no cowboy, so I ain't going where I don't belong. Wouldn't do you.
How is he saying that? I ain't going where I don't belong? So I was never a cowboy, so where I am now doesn't actually fit with who I am.
Cowboy, so I ain't going where I don't belong.
Right, okay.
Wouldn't do you no good, let you know that it damn near killed me too. So I ain't gonna mourn for you, and now that you know.
I'm not gonna mourn for you now that you're gone. Wow. I wonder what this is referring to, if it's a story from his life.
Our pills and our whiskey. But you don't want your head full of either one when the house gets quiet and dark. Feeling good it used to come.
It's always like clockwork with DBT. I feel like out of all of the artists I'll react to on the channel, it's Dave Matthews Band and DBT who get uproarious feedback from the audience whenever any kind of alcohol is mentioned. Beer, whiskey, brandy, vermouth, whatever it is.
When the house gets quiet and dark.
DMV, DBT, both of them.
So damn easy. Racing trains from 2nd Street to Avalon. Take a trip down memory lane. If you don't see no friendly faces, and all the houses have been painted, and nobody knows your name.
Oh, so memory lane.
Enough to make man not want to be nobody's daddy. All he thinks he's got left to hand down is guilt and shame.
Jesus. This is so sad. Now he's talking about not being able to, like, revisit even his own memories because there's nothing good there. And even when I go back to the actual location, things are painted over, things don't look the same, nobody knows me. It almost feels like I came from nowhere. I didn't belong in the first place, but when I go back to reminisce or to relive or to even understand, it's all different too. So it's like I had a previous unknown and now also a current unknown.
All he thinks he's got left to hand down his guilt and shame. I ain't gonna crawl up on no high horse, 'cause I got thrown off of one when I was young, and I ain't no cowboy, so I ain't going where I don't know.
So I got thrown off the high horse when I was young and never get back on.
Know that it damn near killed me too. So I ain't gonna mourn for you, man, now that you know.
Interesting. I don't know if I'm understanding this song correctly, because I feel like there's a few themes at once. But the separation he feels from his past is very evident.
You can lie to your race, but you can't lie to nobody with that cold steel in your face. And the same guy who's so afraid he's gonna send you to hell is the same one you're gonna answer to when the pin hits the shell.
When the pin hits the shell. When the pin hits the shell. It's nice. Yeah, it's a nice performance. I feel like equal parts like warmed but also confused, because I feel like there's more darkness to these lyrics than I was initially kind of getting from them, because I get all of the themes of being separate from himself, his past, his identity is kind of up in the air. But then these lyrics, let me quickly pull it up. Give me 1 second, guys. So in the last verse there, and the same God you were so afraid was going to send you to hell is the same one you're going to answer to when the pin hits the shell. So your judgment will be cast, and it's going to be cast when this pin hits the shell, which, given that it's the name of this song, I didn't actually put as much focus on it as I should have throughout this listen. But seemingly it's referring to this person's death or maybe self-deletion. But what is confusing is that it's not about himself. It's like the narrator is talking about their separation from the past and acknowledging somebody from the past who may have like harmed themselves in a permanent way, and not necessarily paying as much emotional mind to that thing because they themselves are disconnected from that time and place and the people that they grew up around, let's say. Which is a very, very bleak feeling to have, because I feel like anytime somebody loses their life, whether it's from the hands of another or themselves, it is a very sad thing, and to be at almost an apathetic place about it because of the disconnection one has felt with their environment and people that they knew, leads them to that place of like it doesn't even affect them. That's what it seems to me. If that's the case, I did not realize how dark it was going to get, and now it makes sense. Pin in the shell, because the shell is like a shotgun shell, right? That's what it usually refers to, and I know that one of the mechanisms in the gun is usually referred to as a pin. So when the pin hits the shell, that, I'm not a gun person, so I don't really know how all of the mechanics work, but I'm pretty sure roughly that's where those concepts refer to. Oof. Mike putting us in our feels. Let's see if this song changes our vibe. But I like his solo work. The acoustic is very nice, just kind of echoes out. And his voice is always just so pleasant to listen to.
Saw you standing in the hallway.
And this audio quality is a bit better.
Cup and one of them big long cigarettes. You asked me if I could play you some Dylan. I said, Dylan who? And you told me to kiss your ass.
Bob Dylan, right?
But you could tell I didn't mean it by the way I rolled my eyes.
You know, I didn't realize how many different artists reference Bob Dylan in their own work. Not even just like the lyrics of Bob Dylan, but his name verbatim. I mean, as I've said in the different reactions I've given where Bob's name appears, I need to do more Bob Dylan on the channel, that's for sure.
Then you said it wasn't me, it was you. Somehow I knew you were gonna tell me why. Yeah! Yeah!
I love the playing here.
Your stuff was flying out of the window, falling and breaking on the pavement underneath.
Oh, I can imagine that.
At you, red-faced and fuming. He'd come home early and park his car way up the street. You had your stockings in your hand.
So why would he park far away? Stuff was flying out the window. Maybe he like caught her in the act. Could be something like that because he parked far away knowing that she would like see where his car is at. But if he's far away, he can walk closer to their apartment or something.
You had your stockings in your hand, your panties in your purse. It was 10 a.m. and all the neighbors heard him calling you a whore and a tramp. You just stood there while your heels sank into the warm wet ground.
Oh wow. This is a very like specific person he's singing about here. Very specific situation. Someone's life almost like falling apart by infidelity.
Got a lawyer, and you got a bottle. He got the children, and you moved in with your mama. She cooks you breakfast and lets you drive her car. But she don't care how late you call to tell her where you are.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. So I don't know if it's a divorce, but in the separation now between him and her, he got the kids and she's now living with her mom. I'm not getting any emotional notes on how she's feeling about it. It seems like it's just kind of a description of what's happened.
She don't care how late you call to tell her where you are.
The mom doesn't care about how late.
Y'all still fighting, she still nags you some. Somehow it's different now than when you were young. It's your own damn fault you've been through hell for one reason or another. Seems like she kind of blames herself.
Because when you're a kid, it's your parents' fault. When you're an adult, it's your fault. And the blame starts to shift. Wow, I love the open strings. Oh. Nice.
God damn it, Cooley, you're a fucking genius.
I love that. I love the crowd interaction. It seems like a bit of a smaller venue. I went to this venue once before, so it was many years back. So I'm just trying to like recall its size, but you can hear very clearly the audience member like within probably meters of Cooley saying that. Wow. So this last song felt like a very very specific story about some woman. She has a lot of things going for her, but also many vices and things that uh, don't don't allow us to hold her in very high esteem in such situations. And we just see kind of the fallout of some of her behavior here, and it's resulted in the destruction of their relationship, the loss of having access to her children, and she's still now living with her mom at a way later age in life than maybe she ideally wants to. And then in that last kind of like verse there, the short kind of discussion on how it feels to be in this position way later on in life than it was in the past. Because as an adult, if you have to like move back home, it feels a lot worse, almost like you've failed. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Depending on which culture you're from, living with your parents is actually a very normal state of affairs. And, if you have strong family bonds, you can always return home to each other in times of crises. We help make this life just a little bit easier. But it doesn't feel the best, right? It almost feels like a moment of, oh crap, I made all of these mistakes and now I've hit this bottom moment again where I'm now back in, let's say, my childhood bedroom, in that environment where I was a kid before, less mature, less experienced, and here I am again. And now I have only myself to face and the memories of my past mistakes and transgressions to potentially learn from and bring into the future. Given the lyrics, it's not very clear whether or not she is going to learn from these things, if she's happy or upset about them. There is conflict in the home, but it could go a number of ways. And I think it's really cool, really coolly, to complete the pun, how DBT and a lot of their songs just talk about very specific circumstances in life that certain people are affected by. Because even if I myself don't have the same relatability to a certain song like this, there's something to be learned from using the experience of others. They say that to be intelligent, you learn from your own mistakes, and to be wise, you learn from the mistakes of others and their experiences. But in any case, life is full of mistakes, and the only thing we can do in face of those mistakes is to do our best moving forward, learn from them, course correct, and make our future what we want it to be. But 3 fun songs, definitely across the spectrum today. We had this sort of like protest-esque song, then a song nearing this idea of depression, of disassociation with one's identity and home, and not even feeling grief or pain for the loss of another's life. And then in the end here, this very specific story about, I don't even know if there was a name given for this woman, but yeah, very different songs today. Enjoyable for sure. I think my favorite song of the 3 was probably Surrender Under Protest. But man, I just love Cooley. I love his ability to just work the room with his voice, with his guitar. It doesn't matter how long or short the songs are, because when he plays the acoustic, it is its entire, how do I describe it? Basically the entire frequency range that we need to just enjoy listening to music, almost like in a campfire setting, is accessible with an acoustic guitar and the voice. And so he's playing all of the notes on the guitar, allowing certain strings to ring out, creating this resonance underneath without as much empty space that you may perceive if you were to just look at like, oh, it's only an acoustic, it's only a voice. How could it fill up the entire performance arena? But in this case, Cooley's always able to do it. Yeah, this was a fun one. Let me know what you guys thought about the reaction today. If you enjoyed it and want to request one yourself, please hit the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.